Wow, what a year. We started the year with new district leadership that was energized, vibrant, who embraced the goal to keep Rotary's momentum going in the face of adversity. Leadership that refused to be complacent and who was driven to ignite others. And they did. We had a great foundation after President Greg, Teresa Clemens, and Tiffany Jones before that. I realized early that there were some pretty big shoes to fill of the previous 36 Chandler Horizon Rotary presidents. So in July, we hit the ground running, inspired to fill needs wherever the pandemic led us, wherever we could help our community, all of whom were grappling to adapt to the massive shutdowns. Membership stayed engaged. We stayed educated as we were continually updated by amazing district leadership. And we continued to have great turnout at every project, whether it was the dictionary project or one of the many opportunities to serve that popped up each week. Young and old, Rotarians, Rotaractors, friends, everyone was jumping in. And district, regional, and club leadership held Zoom meetings frequently as COVID and social needs unfolded before our eyes. We found ourselves helping those at the front lines of the pandemic most frequently. First responders, emergency room staff, nurses, educators, police, and fire. It was a privilege to see those heroes in action, each one working crazy long hours under impossible circumstances in such a vast and overwhelming crisis. Each one with such an upbeat and positive personality. We got pretty attached to our nurses and educators in particular, as many of them are our friends and family. Serving others touches each and every home, but doubly so for Rotarians and their families. And we honored others together. We honored each other, those that were lost and those that are still in our fellowship. Rotarians excel at helping others in times of crisis. And we also made a point of supporting local business, those who helped others during the pandemic. Time was surreal. As we were pivoting, building momentum, following guidelines and wearing masks, the cry for help just kept growing and growing. We kept diligent, not to quit, to stay positive, to be productive, to keep meetings, to keep adapting, so that we could take on more projects, meet all of our deadlines, and keep moving at every opportunity. And before you know it, it was Thanksgiving, then Christmas, and we were passing out turkeys, then toys, with our very own Jolly Saint Nick. Even the Salvation Army was suffering, as were all nonprofits. Food banks were struggling, some closing. Social services were maxed out. We decided we needed to step up even more. And then in the blink of an eye, it's New Year. Members all across the district and the country were becoming weary, but stuck it out. We kept encouraging each other and kept believing in each other and trusting the fellowship of Rotary. And we kept moving. And then something happened as leadership continued to inspire us, asking us to adapt the way we think to answer the call to serve. Something magical happened. Once we were inspired to improve our old process, once we've got our hearts around being open to respond to crisis in real time each day, each week, beautiful opportunities blossom before us. Each one chronicled each and every week by the district's best editor, Jim Hainig, in our amazing newsletter. And in the midst of it all, we were even fortunate enough to have another new member join us, Edie McCall. It's been a privilege to provide tangible results, helping our community as instant needs unfolded each week during the coronavirus crisis. The commitment to be positive and keep moving forward ignites momentum. It's brilliant in its simplicity. Like many clubs around the world, we teetered on the brink of canceling our major fundraiser of the year. We were pushed to the edge. We had to make a decision. Can we do this? Can we pull this off? How committed are we? And then boom, it's showtime, and together we knocked the ball out of the park, raising desperately needed funds for our community in one of our best years ever. Was it always pretty? Was it always comfortable? No. Was it a different direction? No, but admittedly at times it was definitely grueling, uphill hike to get us there. But that's what Rotarians do throughout history. We adapt, we persevere, we run into the fire, not away from it. We carry others across the finish line. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? Then, the day after our signature golf event, guess what time it is? We've adapted. Well, let's go. time to start the next project as district leadership skillfully rolls out their strategy for Rotary Week of Service, one of the most aggressive undertakings, a statewide blitzkrieg of over 60 substantial service projects simultaneously. What? Think about it. You just pushed your members at full gallop for a month on your revamped major fundraiser, and now it's time for leaders across the state to go to their club and get each member enthusiastic and inspired about one of the largest district endeavors in 50 years. Oh, and still with limited resources during a global pandemic. Oh, and stay remotely whenever you can. No problem, we're Rotary. The months of service and meetings flashed by, but life doesn't slow down. Everyone still had their own personal challenges at home. No matter how much you help, life goes on. Injuries, personal adversity, family illnesses, death, absence, fear. But we supported each other through each and every moment. Sometimes the kind word of a Rotarian was enough to carry the day. And we helped people all around the world, not just here in our corner of the world, but everywhere. We never stopped supporting each other. We kept in touch. We even had socials online. Cheers! Rotarians stayed flexible, upbeat, encouraging each other at every opportunity. Some were thrown into unique high-profile challenges such as our educators, our first responders, healthcare workers, literally thrown into the fire. They never complained once. This is the heart of Rotary. Others just kept moving at warp speed. And now before you know it, schools are winding down and we're planning for back-to-school projects. What? Yes, it's time to start all over again. But needs don't stop. Crisis, desperate people, desperate for kindness, those who are the disadvantaged or suffering, surround us each and every day. And Rotary will be there to help. We have an amazing army of help throughout our network and fellowship of Rotary. Not just the person beside you, not just district leadership, which is phenomenal, but around the world, people just like you with the heart and compassion to serve others. We are all in this beautiful chaos together. Rotarians refuse to be deterred from our goal. Not by COVID, not by anything or anyone. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. This is our message to future generations. This is Rotary. This is who we are, and this is who we've always been.